Good evening.
Good evening.
Late night.
Late night.
BPM Maria at night.
BPM after dark. Carl Shilly knows what that means. That means no BPM HR. That's it. I'm telling you, Carl's on everything.
And
Juliana, very good to see you last night with Marco, your son.
yes, thank you so much for coming out last night. And
Yeah.
Trending. Let's go. Ebony.
oh, I'm so glad. Oh, thank
Paradise.
you so much.
Paradise.
Come on in, guys. Come on in.
Come on in. Put in the chat if you've been to a turning point. Been to a turning point.
We'll be able to chat with them tonight.
Of course, Carl Shilly has. Juliana has. I know that.
Jayleen's in here. Must be making dinner for the family right now. Or running a half marathon. You never know with her. I knew it. See, she just served dinner. See, I know my girl. I know my girl.
There you go.
Well, guys, I'm glad to have you guys on. For some of you, this is a double header, and I appreciate you guys and your dedication because we're gonna have Marshall tonight. And if you guys haven't checked out the itinerary for the event, it is in the week, the Turning Point 3-day mindset and wealth seminar. It is during the week. So we definitely want you guys to get your calendars blocked, cancel your plans, so that you can be there. It's Tuesday from 9 to 6, Wednesday from 9 to 6, and then Thursday from 9 a.m. to 1:30. And if you are lucky enough, there are some extra little things going on between those days that you may be eligible for some extra time, extra bonuses, extra love, extra stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, just definitely stay in touch and if you're interested in those kinds of things and you are locked into the event, ask us, reach out to us. That's Anisha's email that you see on the flyer there on your screen.
Yep.
And we have a dedicated line for Turning Point as well. So you can talk to any of our team members by calling that number 954-787-3800. You can scan that QR code. And yes, we definitely want you guys, whoever's locked in for Turning Point, we definitely want you guys getting there around 8 a.m. so that we can get you all registered, get you your name tag, get you your materials, and get you a good seat, most importantly, because this event will 100% be sold out. It is almost sold out already. This event is not only for real estate investors. That's why it sells out so quickly. It is for all things. It could be for even people um who don't even have a business. Like this could be super impactful for your life. But yes, it's pretty much applies to entrepreneurs, investors, any professional, and it could be just even if you have or stay at home mom, like you probably absolutely love this event too. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, guys, thank you for engaging in the chat. It's Shailene's third turning point since August. That is dedication. And she says it's that important to her life goals. So clearly, each and every event, new things take place, new shifts happen. And that is incredible. And I'm so happy to see that. I see Carl in here. The change is measurable. That's really amazing because what's like what's most important is that you're actually building and that you can see it. And we kind of talked about that in our webinar this morning with Anish and Mike. So if you missed the webinar this morning, it will be on our YouTube channel. I'll pop that link in the chat as well so you can get all caught up and everything. And we did have Marshall already one time on one of these webinars, and you can
Yep.
find that replay on our YouTube channel as well. So make sure you go subscribe, like this. If you are watching this replay, like this replay and subscribe and get plugged in. And of course, I'll go ahead and pop the link in the chat, but you can go ahead and scan that QR code on the screen as well to get more details for the Turning Point event. And as you guys know, Anish Nave, our CEO and the president of National RIA, he is one of the hosts for this event. And guys, if I could just like rewind on how Nish was before he started going to these events and before you met Marshall, you'd be like, what? Is this the same person? Because that's how much he's changed. He
For the better.
for the better, 100%. You've made my life 100 times easier when it comes to showing up online and being yourself. And because you are such a social butterfly, you guys, if you see a niche out in Las Olas, you would never guess how he would be in these webinars. These webinars, oh, I don't know what they would do to him.
No,
He would
right?
just be like, you would be like a butterfly. So, so delicate. And now he could come on here with like zero preparation. We do these fireside chats all the time where we just chit chat. We get to know people, we get to know professionals, we do these interviews and all these incredible sessions that you can find these on our YouTube channel, but zero preparation, you guys. So,
Well, you make it sound like I don't prepare for anything. Of course I
okay,
prepare.
that's not true. That's not true. But those chit chats and things that we do, you know, that came with, a lot of confidence building and just it's just really, really incredible. So I'm really happy
Absolutely.
for you, Anish. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch your growth and to see you transform. And I'm trying to think, he teaches at NSU, Professor. Oh,
Oh,
Professor
silly.
Nave. Oh
Mr.
my
Funny
gosh,
Guy.
the kid
So
dog.
I know
Girl.
we're I know we're waiting for Marshall. He's like caught up on something right now.
Okay.
So we'll just, you know what? We'll wait when he hops in, he hops in. So
Yeah,
and
for
and
sure.
you know what's funny? So like that's one of the lessons of Turning Point or anything else that was on there. So let me
It's
just check on this. Oh, that's I think feel like that's him asking me right now.
That's so true.
Yes.
You gotta be flexible, and that's anything in life.
Yep.
In the meantime, you guys, please, we have a Q&A box.
Yep.
Please use it. Please pop your questions in the Q&A. We're watching the chat as well. So go ahead and pop in questions regarding the turning point, or what is turning
Yep.
point, what happens in turning point. These are all, questions that you may have. If you have not attended one before, who goes to turning point, how many people is it, what do we do, like we're happy to answer any of those questions. We have, Anish and I have both attended. Anish has attended several. He's
Yep.
attended turning points in different states across the country. So we
Yeah, I
have
mean, to get
multiple.
Marshall to fly out here is like amazing. Meaning,
Yes.
one of the things he will tell you, he's level 63, and at level 63, he's like, I'm done with traveling a little bit. So it's one of those things. he's like, okay, I'm gonna come out here for you guys. Give me 1 second. I think that's
You're good, Anish.
yeah.
I love these comments in the chat box. I made $1,000 passive today directly because of somebody I met in my first turning point in mentoring with Marshall myself. Incredible, Shailene. And you're a mom, a wife, an investor, and you are so many other things too. And you are absolutely killing it and making it happen for yourself. So I love it. And not only for yourself, but everyone around you, I feel like wins as well. So you're just a true testament on what this community can do. And we had another guy in the first webinar today, Robert. Just guys, the testimonials, they're on the YouTube channel as well. So check out the YouTube channel. There's some incredible testimonials on there. I think we have your testimonial, Shailene, but if we don't, we need to get that from you. So please go ahead and share that to us whenever you can.
And so magically, I'm gonna say some magic words, and there he appears. Beautiful bald man.
Yeah, that was kind of redundant. Beautiful bald man, I think.
Oh boy.
Hey, everybody.
Bald
So
people.
nice to have you with us. I appreciate the invitation, Anish and Michael. And
Absolutely.
how exciting. We're excited to be coming out to South Florida. Gosh, what is this? We're
2 weeks,
12 days out, baby.
Yes.
12 days.
Yes.
right? Just in time for spring break. No,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
gonna miss all the spring breakers, Marshall.
Oh, yeah, I have my thong ready. I'm ready to party. Yay. I know a poor Alexa just spit through her nose at the mere thought of that
I'm
image.
just hoping it's neon.
Oh yes, it's bright yellow neon.
Oh,
I
boy.
don't know who's on the call. I would say it was my banana hammock, but I don't know who's on the call, so I won't say that. Yeah, but forgive me. I coming in a little hot and heavy right off the bat, but we're excited. Obviously this is the second event we've done for you guys, Anish and Michael, down in South Florida. First one was a stellar success, and lots and lots and lots of great breakthroughs happening. And this one's about to be even better. I got all sorts of things going on, and the timing is beautiful. Anish is now the president of the National RIA. That's really exciting. Obviously, with that brings all sorts of expertise and power and introductions and community. That's just huge. Michael, obviously, partnering up with Anish to get Turning Point in our personal and business development training programs all established there in South Florida is massively exciting to me. And I have some major, major, major cool big news that I'm going to be sharing with you guys down at the Turning Point coming up here at the 14th, 15th, and 16th in South Florida. And it'll blow your mind. We got just great stuff going on, all really amazing. And I'm excited to show that. But if you're just new to this or you don't know who I am, I want to tell you a couple things. And here's the reason, if you haven't yet invested in tickets to Turning Point and put it on your calendar to attend, here's what I want to tell you is the biggest reason you want to do that. It doesn't matter how many real estate courses you take. It doesn't matter how many books or tapes or videos you consume. At the end of the day, it comes down to one thing and one thing only. Are you actually taking action on the knowledge of what you have right now? When Anish and I spend time together, one of the topics that comes up frequently is how do we inspire new investors, especially, to start doing deals? How do we get at least one deal underneath their belt? And then for experienced investors, how do we help them set up their real estate investing as a business and not a promotion? How do we not do just one deal after one deal after one deal? How do you set it up so the deal flow and the process all works on autopilot so that it can be something that's both scalable and saleable? And so, if you're a novice or brand new investor, maybe never done a deal, you definitely want to come, because Turning Point's going to not just teach you, I'm going to program you on a subconscious basis to be a massively successful real estate investor before you've even done the first deal. And ironically, most people don't understand what I just said. Let me put it a different way. I want to make you a millionaire whose money has not yet been deposited in your bank account. And the reason you've got to be a millionaire before the money is deposited in your bank account is, in order for the money to be deposited, you've got to take the actions that a millionaire would take. So it only makes sense. You got to be that thing before you can produce the result. You must be a multimillionaire real estate investor before you even do your first deal. That's what's going to happen at Turning Point. So I'm going to teach you how to reprogram your brain using a technology that I created 40 years ago called psychoneuroduplication, PND, psychoneuroduplication. And simply put, what it means is that when you think what someone thinks, when you are who they are, you'll automatically do what they do. When you think what a millionaire thinks, you'll automatically do what a millionaire does because you're thinking what a millionaire thinks, and you'll produce a similar result. You couldn't stop it if you wanted to. When you think what a non-smoker thinks, you lose the desire to smoke. You don't have to use willpower. You don't have to force yourself to not smoke. Your brain looks at cigarettes and says, what the heck was I ever thinking? So that's the first thing that Turning Point's going to do for you. I'm going to program you to become the person you seek to become. It's going to protect the investment you've made in every other training program, real estate or otherwise, that you've made, so you actually use the principles and the strategies and the skills and tools that you've been learning all this time. The second thing Turning Point's going to do for you, and you're going to love this, I'm a hypnotist. I've made over $800 million in personal income. This isn't my students. My students have made billions and billions and billions. I personally have made $800 million, found the love of my life, got her to marry me, got her to birth our babies at home in the bathtub, all for one reason. And my wife's stunningly beautiful. So when you meet her, when you see her, you're going to realize this is the only thing that would have let a guy like me marry a gal like that, and that's hypnosis. I understand persuasion and influence better than most people on the planet. So when you come to Turning Point, I'm going to teach you the skills of irresistible influence, how you can sell anyone, anything at any time. So I'm going to teach you not only how to reprogram your own mind with psychoneuroduplication, I'm going to teach you the skills of irresistible influence so you can sell anyone, anything at any time. And then finally, and I warn people about this, this is the third thing that's going to happen at Turning Point. The third thing is I'm going to turn up your wantingness. I'm going to get right in your subconscious mind, and I'm going to make you hungry for a bigger, better, bolder, more satisfying life. What that's going to do is that's going to give you back your motivation. It's going to give you back your mojo, and it's going to make you step up your game and start taking powerful, positive, productive actions in the present moment. In addition, we've got all sorts of other really amazing things that we're going to teach you about planning your life out, about relationships, about spirituality and God's place in your life, and so much more. So if you are looking for the rest of 2026 to be the best year of your life, make it a plan, click the link, take a look at whatever is in the chat, get yourself registered for Turning Point. And I personally, yes, me personally, I personally guarantee that if you don't come back to me at the end of the 2.5 days of Turning Point and give me a big old hug and tell me this was some of the best days of my life, if you don't come back and give me that hug, I'll personally refund 100% of the money that you invested to get those tickets. So you got nothing to risk. We got over $1,000 worth of bonus training materials that we will give to you and your guests for investing in the Turning Point. There is a better than money back guarantee. Even if at the end of the event, you don't want to hug me and you say, this was horrible, I never should have been here. As long as you stayed the whole event, I'll still let you keep $1,000 worth of home study training materials free. And like I said, I'll give you your money back on the spot. So it's a better than money back guarantee. There's zero way to lose. All Anish and Michael and myself, all we want is a shot at helping you get everything you want. If you'll give us that shot, I promise you, absolutely guarantee you, God as my witness, you will look back on this time, just like I did when I first started learning this material 40 years ago. You'll look back on this time and you'll say, it was in South Florida. It was on the 14th, 15th, and 16th of April in 2026 that I went to an event called Turning Point, and my whole life changed. And from that point on, my relationships were better. I liked myself more. I took better care of my body and my life. I made more money than I ever thought I could make. And it was all because I took full responsibility for my life. I changed the programs of my mind. I took fearless actions. And I finally realized that ultimately it was all up to me and it was all available to me. And that's the biggest lesson I want you to get from our brief time right here is that there's nothing about you that's broken. There's nothing about you that could be, nor even needs to be fixed. You're fine just the way that you are. The challenge is you're stuck in your head. I'm going to get you unstuck. I'm going to become your best friend. You're going to name future children after me, mini Marshalls. You're going to name your future children after me. You may even want to shave your head by the time the event's done. But I'll tell you the one thing that is absolutely, positively guaranteed. Your life will reach a turning point. You will never be the same. You will view the world differently. You will operate in the world differently. You won't get thrown off track. You'll be able to let go of any of the negative baggage from your past. And ultimately, everything that you ever wanted will be very clear on how to get there. You'll be very motivated and inspired to take those actions. And at the end of the day, you're going to say it was the missing piece to millions for me. So all I can say is I'm extremely excited that you are on this call right now. And if Alexa and Anish would like me to, I'm happy to open up the floor to questions or comments. Please forgive this gorgeous, beautiful, sunny day behind me. I'm in Southern California at we have two homes. We live primarily in Las Vegas in a 17,000 square foot palace. We also live here in Southern California on the beach in Carlsbad. My venue here in my training venue and entertainment venue in Carlsbad is called Studio Money. It's 31,000 square feet. It's absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful day outside. And I wasn't really apologizing for the beautiful sunshine. I was just kind of bragging.
Marshall, I always get this, and I'll give my take on it too, is, hey, I've been to a turning point, or they were at the October one. Should I go back again? And I remember what you said was, I've probably been to, I think, I want to say I've been to 5 or 6 turning points now,
Maybe
and
even more.
maybe more, somewhere around there. You forget. And I just remember I made the comment to you. I said, man, you really changed that one up. And and what you said to me was still makes me laugh. He said, "No, you're just in a different spot."
Yeah,
And so the
you're at a
power.
different level. You're observing things differently now. So yeah, to answer that question, if you have been to Turning Point before, if you're in a circle, of course, come back. We have a huge inner circle banquet on the second night, and it's in probably one of my favorite restaurants in a private room down there, high end, good as it gets, the Lobster Bar. I would come back just to go to the Lobster Bar for dinner, but we'll be doing Lobster Bar on the second night of Turning Point. If you're not inner circle and you've gone to Turning Point previously, yes. You see, that's the thing, is that your mind is a muscle. And like any muscle, if you don't use it, it atrophies and dies. But the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. So when you come to Turning Point, it's a workout for your brain. It's a revolution for your mind. And when you come to Turning Point, every single time you come back, because you're in a different place, you'll learn different things. First time, I always tell people, first Turning Point, quite a bit of the time, unfortunately, is spent trying to figure out whether or not you like me. And I want you to
Uh-oh.
know, I don't care if you like me. What I want is that you love me after the event is over because your life is better. I'm a parent. I have 3 young children, 15, 13, and 11, and they don't always like me. But I'll tell you, I know they love me, and I know they know that I love them, and I know they know that I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'll take a beating to protect them. And the same thing for you. I'll embarrass myself. I'll look like a total moron. I'll even bear your dislike of me when I know that it helps change your life. That's what I want for you. So yes, absolutely, wholeheartedly. If you've been before, come back again. You'll think it's a completely different seminar. You'll have more fun. You'll definitely learn more. In fact, I would tell people, and obviously, I think you've probably been 7 or 8 times at least in this.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The second time people come is the best. And here's why. First time, you don't know what you're going to get. Second time, you're still paying attention and you start seeing things you didn't see the first time. After the second time, it's still powerful and you'll still get a lot out of it. My experience has been the challenges after people attend more than twice, they're not as ingrained because it's
Mm.
become familiar and familiarity breeds contempt. But the second time, I'll tell you, it's when you'll get it. You'll go, I just have to start taking more responsibility. And now that I know that I guaranteed can be successful, I'm willing to take that responsibility.
Yeah, and some of the people like the other things that before you even came on this morning, Michael and I did a workshop actually based on the turning point, and some of the people, again, it was we have a lot of real estate people, and they have trouble talking to sellers. And I was explaining how, in our mentoring program, they're starting to see a lot of mindset as much as real estate. Before I was just teaching fully real estate. And one of the things you told me is that if you don't think you deserve the money, you're never gonna get it versus that little switch or those limiting beliefs that I had, and to be able to reprogram that opened up a whole new world, and now there's opportunity anywhere. So would you want to touch on like whether a real estate investor, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
second part of that question, what usually I get is I want to be, hey, it looks pretty cool what you're doing. And what I mean by that, I tell people I'm in the transformation business through real estate. So, again, if they want to be a speaker of some sort, and at the same time, how can it help their real estate by going to a turning point, even though it's not specifically real estate? It's probably the question.
Well, it kind of is specifically real estate. And I'll tell everybody
Okay.
that's on here right now, I've been doing this for 40 years. Turning Point was created 40 years ago when I was like 3 years old. And I've been doing Turning Point actually since I was 23. And half of all the people that I've trained, and we've trained over 1.2 million people at Turning Point in the past 40 years, half of all the people that I've trained have been real estate investors. The Russ Whitneys of the world, the Robert Allens and the Ron LeGrands and the Real Estate Wealth Expos, the giant real estate conferences that were going on all over the country for years. Those were my audiences. So half of the people that come to Turning Point, including the one that I'm doing in Salt Lake City next week, including the one obviously in South Florida, half of everybody in the room will be real estate investors. So I will customize the content. I will direct the content on those people to be very specific to what real estate investors are dealing with right now. 25% of the people in the room are going to be business owners of some kind. They're going to be people that own a brick and mortar, maybe a retail shop, automotive repair shop, home services company, roofers or pest control or HVAC. And then 25% of the people in the room are either employees or people that aren't employed. Maybe they're a part of a relationship, but they're looking for a reinvention. They're looking for an opportunity to say, hey, now that I realize the sky's the limit and I can do whatever I want and create the lifestyle without having to be a slave, to my job. About a quarter of the people that come to Turning Point don't know before they get there what they want to do with the rest of their lives. And the majority of the people that fall into that category, by the time they leave, they get it. And they say, I may not know exactly in 2.5 days what it looks like. I have a better idea of what it looks like. And I definitely have a clear path on how to figure the rest out and make it happen. So yeah, Carl's mentioning in the chat about clarity. I would agree. And that's one of the greatest things that psychoneuroduplication does is it gets you out of your head and gets you into your life. So if you are a real estate investor, I'm going to spend the whole second morning on language patterns of influence. And I will tell you that communication equals wealth. You communicate in two ways. You communicate internally, the thoughts that you think, the 1,500 words per minute that are going through your brain telling you who you are and who you aren't, what you can be, what you can do, and what you can have. All of that's going through your head. So until that is wired properly, until the conversation that you're having with yourself is actually a healthy one and one that supports what else you're doing, nothing to the outside world is going to matter. Because if you attempt to communicate to the outside world without having your head on straight, you will communicate what's going on in your head. So you'll be underconfident, you'll be insecure, and you won't have the charisma and the magnitude and the draw that you want to have as a successful business person, and especially as a real estate investor. So when you come to Turning Point, and I know you want to, and if you haven't gotten your tickets already, click the link, get yourself registered right away. Once you come to Turning Point, the understanding of what's going to happen for you will start to become apparent, because the biggest element of what I've got to reprogram your brain to do is the thing that I can't do until you do it at least once for me. And that is to get you to take positive powerful, productive action when in the present moment, because you're way older than you thought you would be at this point in your life. And so the moment you take one action, click the link, get registered for Turning Point, just take that action and get to the turning point. I'll handle the rest. I'll get in your head. I'll program your brain. The American Council of Hypnotist Examiners gave me a Lifetime Achievement Award for being the #1 trainer in the world, not just in the United States, not just as a part of their organization, as a reflection of my ability to teach the general public subconscious reprogramming. I'm the best in the world at that. And if I find somebody better than me, I will pay them whatever they ask me, and I'll be their #1 student until I'm the best in the world again. So if you feel like you're this close to success, if you feel like there's just been something in the way, you're right. The thing that's been in the way is you and the programs of your brain. Just like Anish will tell you, because Anish and I met at a turning point. He came to a turning point, didn't even know who I was, didn't know what Turning Point was about. And I guarantee you didn't want to like me.
When you were starting to tell that story, I thought you were saying, "Oh, when you might not like me," and I was like, "Uh-oh." So I will give you a quick end of the story. It's true. Jordan and Amanda, who will be at the event, I was following Jordan actually online, and he was doing some tax saving stuff. And you guys that know me very well, I'm all about tax strategies and tax savings, and he invited me to the event, and I drove up to Orlando, and I wasn't really sure why I was going. And growing up in Jersey, I'm thinking everything's, not kosher. So I'm like, who's this guy? And that sounds great. And before you know it, I became part of the inner circle at the dinner. And Marshall always talks about how mean I was to him. So during the dinner on that end, but so I was like, it makes me laugh all the time. And I was like, I don't remember being mean. And then I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, that sounds like me.
Yeah, you were just being defensive. And frankly, you deserve to be. You didn't know who I was. But I'll tell you that Anish kept an open mind, and he was moldable talent. And he said, Marshall, I get that you know your stuff. Help me. I'm not going to teach you about real estate investing. That's not what this seminar is about. You want to learn about real estate investing? Go study with Anish and Michael. They'll teach you about that. What I'm going to do is I'm the missing piece. I'm going to protect the investment you made in all those other training programs, because I'm going to rewire your brain to show you how to take action on those things that you know you need to do. The things that are scary, talking to sellers, negotiating deals, making ridiculous offers, all the above. I'm going to program into your brain both the confidence and certainty to communicate that. More importantly, I'm also going to program into your brain the exact language patterns to use. They're going to make their brain want to do business with you. So for $497 with a better than money back guarantee at the event, we're going to hand you $1,000 worth of home study training materials in addition to the 2.5-day training program that you'll be able to come back to for a lifetime. There couldn't be a better bet for your life. Either you're an investor or you're not. And if you're not investing $497 in yourself right now, go back to your job. Don't come back on any of these calls ever again. They're useless to you. And I mean that. And I know that's harsh, and yet it's true. I'm telling you, if you don't believe that there is something that could make you finally step into your greatness, what you're supposed to be living, if you don't think there's something, then that alone is bad enough. Yet if I haven't told you enough, if Anish and Michael and Shailene and Carl and everybody else that are commenting on this webinar, if they haven't instilled in you the confidence that they did it, it's produced the exact result we're talking about right here, then yeah, don't even think about real estate investing anymore. I mean, I realize some of you don't have a lot of money, and I realize it might be kind of what's the word? Grandiose of me to sit here in my 31,000 square foot facility, talk about my 17,000 square foot palace and private jet travel and my house on the beach. I get it's very presumptuous, I guess, of me to assume that $497 shouldn't be much money to anybody. And I get that some of you, it might be a stretch. It might be the last $497 on your credit card. I want you to know I get it. And I'm not attempting to be a jerk, although I can be, and I have been at times in my life, and I apologize for those times. But this time, what I'm wanting to be is a father figure, giving you a good spank on the backside and saying, look, if there ever was a chance to risk on yourself, now would be the time that you would want to take that chance. Now would be the time that you want to do it. You can't lose. It's a better than money back guarantee. The 497 won't be noticed in anybody's bank account that's any of the instructors, not mine, not Michael's, not Anisha's. So it's not about the 497. What the 497 is, because that's a reduction from 3,000 retail. What the 497 is a guarantee that you'll at least pay attention and be there. Because if we offer this up for free, guess what's going to happen? Everybody on the call will say, "Yeah, I'll be there," and then nobody shows up. But at least at 497, I know that 80% of the people that invest the 497 will show up. The other 20%, no, they do it again and again and again. They never quite follow through. But if you're one of the people, if you're a part of the 80% that will actually show up and follow through, click the link, 497, work out the details. You can bring a guest, so it's for two people. So, less than $250 a person.
Yeah.
Click the link, sign up for the event. Any other questions?
Yeah, the only thing I did have one more question. Do you ever do it on the weekend? I know the answer.
Yeah, and I know you're asking me, and
Yeah.
I get asked that a lot. And
Yeah.
here's the thing. It's selfish, 100% selfish on my part. The challenge is people that can come on the weekends are usually employees. And the employees can show up on the weekend. And as much as I absolutely support people that are in jobs that they're stuck in, I also know that often employees are the hardest people to pull off their stuck mindset because they're all security oriented. That's why people become employees. We get jobs so that we know that every 2 weeks, no matter what happens in my world, I can count on that paycheck. And that's not what I'm going to talk about at Turning Point. What I'm going to talk about at Turning Point is personal responsibility, taking risks, and the people that will show up midweek don't show up on the weekend. Why? Because during midweek, they come out and study. During midweek, they do what they do to make a living, and they're making a big enough living. They don't have to give away family time. They don't have to give away recreation time. They don't have to give away their personal time to advance their business because their business is doing well enough that they can have balance in their life. And again, that's another one of those harsh things, but it's a realistic approach on my part that I want people in the room that at least are committed to the idea of being entrepreneurs and real estate investors and people to take charge of their own life. If you work for somebody else right now, I don't believe in lying, but I do believe you might have a cold right now. I do believe it's coming on, and it might take about 12 days to really surface, but I can feel it coming on. And I think on the 11th, you might think you need some R&R, and you might have to call your boss and say, "I need a couple of days off." Or better still, just go to your boss and say, "Look, I'd like to be a better person. A better person can do a better job for you. I don't need to be paid for my time off, but I'd like to take time off to do something that I think will make me a better person." Tell the truth. In fact, tell your boss to come.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell your boss to come. And your boss is going to love me, I guarantee you. Because again, I help people understand their identity, and you're not living your identity. That's definitely the truth. If you're on this call right now and you've listened to me ramble for over half an hour and you're still here, there's something that I'm saying that's resonating with you. There's something that I'm talking about that you keep saying, "Gosh, I pray that this is it." And I get it. I know what it feels like, certainly not on a Zoom because it didn't exist when I was 23. I know what it feels like, though, to be in front of somebody else and pray that they're being sincere. And not like at some other time, somebody that just wanted to separate you from your $497. It doesn't matter. If 100% of the people that were on this Zoom right now signed up for Inner Circle, number one, I don't get the 497. It's not mine. So that doesn't matter to me. But even though it's not mine, and even though Anish and Michael, because it's their event, are going to be collecting that money, if at the end of the day, you stay for the whole event, you got to stay the whole event. If at the end of the event, you still think it wasn't worthwhile, I'll pay you out of my pocket. That's how confident I am. Anish and Michael can keep the 497. I'll pay you out of my pocket because that's how much I believe in the program. And more importantly, that's how much you matter to me. You matter to me enough that I'll make a $500 bet on you changing your life. And if you just need me to have the confidence and the certainty to help you do that and make that decision, I'll be your Huckleberry. Thank you, Val Kilmer.
There you go.
I'd like to be that guy.
Absolutely. And so just so you guys know, we had a team meeting earlier today, and Marshall's got some special surprises that I've never seen them do on, I don't know, the 6 or 7 or 8 or whatever amount of turning points. I don't know if you feel a lot more friendlier being on the East Coast. Maybe it's the humidity messing up your hair. It's gotten you a little bit looser. So we got some pretty cool things that we talked about. So when you come to the event, you're going to get some
Yeah, I'm going to
cool.
share some really great news. I'm giddy. It's going to impact everybody. This is such huge news for everybody.
Yep, absolutely. And lastly, I know some of you guys were at the meeting last night, and I know you enjoyed Cynthia's talking about the mother of multifamily, and she crushes it. And you heard me talk about how I met her a couple of years ago at a Marshall Silver event, The Next Level, and to see her growth as a speaker and her passion is I don't have words for it actually. Like it's every time it has me almost in tears because I do know her two of the three sons to see that the excitement even with their sons about what mom's doing.
Well, I want to throw this back to you, Anish, too, because you're humble. And I've watched you over the last, 2, 3 years as you and I have interacted. I've just watched you step up in huge ways. You are a different person. You are bolder. You are more confident. You are more certain. You execute on plans and ideas way faster than you used to. So I just want to tip my
Appreciate
hat
it.
to you and acknowledge. Yeah, I agree. Whenever I see any of my students, Cynthia or otherwise, when I see them succeed, I feel remarkable and what you've done. And now you've brought Michael on to be a part of this great period of your life. What you've done is to be commended. The last event we did there in Fort Lauderdale was so much fun. It was amazing. And this next event that we're going to be doing here coming up, obviously in 12 days,
Yep,
I couldn't be more excited. I am absolutely thrilled about
appreciate it.
that. Like I said, lots of great news. And I don't know what else we could do to inspire you to sign up. So Shailene is excited to be there. Alexa's talking about it. Is it Juliana? Yeah, Juliana says, "Gosh, I have a biz trip to go to, but I want to cancel that and go." Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Juliana. And I want you to give me a big old hug when you show up, and I want you to tell me you're the person that said that because I just want you to know you're gonna be glad that you did, and every future business trip is going to be better for it.
Yeah, and I saw her last night with her son, and same thing. He's a pilot, and I said, "Man, for whatever reason, I don't think you can fly that day." So, Juliana, make sure Marco comes.
I would love that.
Yeah,
I see Justin saying the same thing. Yes, Justin, you do. That is the thing. The one thing that is in the way for everybody, me too, and I know this stuff. Whenever I get stuck, a little earlier today, I had something going on in my head, and I took a minute and I took a breath and I said, "You get to choose your thought right now. You get to choose what this means to you. Make it mean the right thing." And I did. And again, I know this stuff. So I know how hard it is for people that don't know this stuff on a regular basis. Yes, I need to reprogram you. And I want to be that guy. I know you had it. You didn't lose it, Justin. I promise you. You did not lose it. What happened is you forgot. You didn't lose it. It's there. You just forgot. I'm going to reintroduce you to your best version of yourself, maybe even a version you've not met because they're so good. And I meant what I said earlier. You're not broken. I don't care how much you screwed up. I don't care how much things have gone bad in your life. I don't care how many divorces or bankruptcies or, embarrassing drunk nights out naked on the freeway. Or maybe I'm just talking personally. I don't care what's happened in your life. You're not broken. Whatever happened yesterday, you are forgiven. I guarantee you, you get to start fresh and new today. In fact, the only thing you won't be forgiven for is not doing that, not acknowledging that every single moment, every day you wake up, you get to take a shower and you can imagine all the bad choices and all the sin and all the garbage from yesterday. You get to wash it all off and you get to start today anew. That's why I call it Turning Point, actually.
awesome. So I know we're out of time. I just have one word to say, and that word is power.
Power, 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 baby. Hey, love you
I-
guys. Take care, everybody. I'll see you in about 12 days.
Yep.
Thank you,
Thanks, Marshall.
Bye now.
Bye.
guys.
So I hope you guys get Marshall popping in from the West Coast. Man, whenever he speaks, the amount of energy. I was
No,
like
Anish,
laying down. I was like, oh, what a long
I
day. And now I'm
I know
like,
I work for you, but if I could have any job, it'd be Marshall's. Like I just feel like everyone around this guy, like it's just so, I mean, the room of people that come to those Turning Point events, those are like my favorite people, like ever, because they want more and they know they deserve it. And those are the best people to be around, in my opinion. Like I cannot stand anyone who doesn't think that way. They won't know it, I'm never gonna admit it.
Before we go, like what I'm gonna do, because I know I'm gonna see you guys in 12 days. Because yeah, obviously, like what Marshall was saying, if some of you guys already, I see some of the names, some of you guys already signed up and RSVP'd. We are almost sold out. We are, I think, I don't know, it's pretty much close to capacity. There's only a few spots.
It's right there. So make sure
Yeah.
if you want to be there, you get in
And,
now.
and one of the things that I love, and we kind of talked about this morning, if you were on the call, was limiting beliefs. So before we end, what is one of your limiting beliefs? Right? So if you're a real estate investor, the market's too competitive, interest rates are high, we're at war,
That's
Florida's
worse.
too hot. I don't know so what's one of the limiting beliefs you have? Go ahead and put it in the chat. Shailene can't function without caffeine.
Vulnerability in this woman. I love it.
Yeah. I'm not good with money, right? I'm too quiet. That's
Mhm.
so funny that he brought that up, especially after you said that about me being so quiet and shy, and it's just
I'm
hard to
telling
believe. In
you.
front of a room, that is definitely. There was no way that it would have been there. I'm too busy. Okay. Am I doing the right thing? Okay. Anyone else? Go ahead. This is where you get to be bold. Because you know what I'm going to do is going to be bold. I'll tell you what I'm going to do anyway. Is even though you didn't ask, I'll just tell you. I'm going to remember these, and when you walk in, when you see me, remind me because some of you guys I don't know who you are. I haven't met you face to face. Just hey, Nish, I'm the guy. Got knocked off my path. Justin. That's, or whatever that looks like, because then I'll know, and then I'll ask you on the third day if you feel the same way. Right. So that'll be kind of a fun thing. And Alexa knows me pretty well, or better than most, is I like to be right. I'll be like,
Oh,
I told you so.
and I'm stubborn. So imagine that. Well,
Yeah,
that
go.
combination's funny.
What? Yeah, go figure. So I know it's again, we did a double duty today. Does anybody have any questions uh,
Yes, I see
about?
one. I
Yep,
see one here, Nish.
yep.
Justin's asking about the hotel block. Well, Justin, you can check. We have it linked on the website, owntheresult.com. Last I heard, we might have filled it already, but try the link, call the hotel. It's under BPM, Real Estate Investor Association. We do have discounted rooms if they have any rooms left.
Correct. We had a block and it moved so fast that those are gone. And then we asked the other day to see if they could give us some more. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure because as what they've been doing is they've been adding it to the link to the block. And if
Hmm.
it's full, it's full. And,
What time? Oh yeah, go ahead,
yeah.
Anish.
Yeah, good. What time does the first
What
day
time does
start?
the first day start? So, oh, thank you, Shailene. I don't know if that's clickable, but I'll try to post it in there. What time does the first day start? First day, you want to get there at 8 a.m. because we have to check you in. We got to get you your name badge. You're going to get some materials, and you're going to want to get the best seat that you can get because I'm telling you, last time we had every seat filled. Like we
Yeah.
had even some extra people
What
sitting in the
what I'm
back,
what
like
I'm
right
going to
in
tell
the
you, it felt like South Florida traffic. It was like
South
bumper to
Florida traffic.
bumper. It was bumper to bumper all the way through. You guys should be, if you already signed up, be getting emails. There are some things like a liability waiver, and if you checked out our landing page, you know why.
This is
So you
recorded.
So,
We're
th- so what we're doing, what we're creating, and that was part of our team meeting today, is we do have to get you to fill out some of these forms. And if you fill it out digitally first, it's almost like going to Disney World through the Fast Pass,
yeah,
or
exactly.
like on that end, so we could get you in and out as quick as possible, and you get to enjoy the event. So,
Absolutely.
and we are going to start at 9 sharp. So I know like South Florida traffic, all the above, depending where you come, just build that in, right? So and if you were at our meeting last night, we all know if you live in South Florida, there's always going to be traffic. It's not a surprise.
Always, always, guys. That's the one thing you can count on. Like, don't
Yeah,
even think, oh, it's gonna be different. No, it's not.
yeah, absolutely. Is there
Snowbirds are still here. So
Yeah. Is there anything else that you guys have, that we need to touch? Again, just keep an eye on our emails about the events. You'll also get follow-up calls from our team, from our coaches. So, you'll get if you see calls from some of our coaches are out of town or meaning coming into town. So you might see a 917 number or a 407 number. It's not
yeah,
spam, it's our team just checking up on you and to see what the event's about and make sure it's a win-win for you to. So their goal is to support you fully, just like it is mine and Michael's to be there all the way through. Uh, the point is we want to invest in you the way you invest in us. So
absolutely. And we want
good.
every single one of you guys to have the best experience possible. So whatever
Yeah.
questions you have, now is the time. Send us an
I,
email,
I
call
do have
us.
I do have one of the things I do want to let you know. So there are. It's funny. Shaylene's on here. She brought her daughter at 14. So I do know some of my friends that are bringing their kids,
Yeah.
15, 16. So it is appropriate for them, and they won't be bored. They'll probably like you better because they'll be interactive. And some of our or not older, our seasoned members. Let me rephrase that. I think at the last event was up to 80 something years old.
Nice.
So it just has to be, it's all ages all the way through. It's a lot of fun and it's gonna be pretty exciting. So I can't wait to be in the room.
It's the
It,
best room.
yep,
It's the best
yep,
room to be in. So, I mean, it's incredible the transformations, but I mean, the people you meet too is pretty incredible.
yep.
So,
I
yeah.
think I mean I feel like we covered it all. I know Alexa probably hasn't eaten. She's probably due
No,
for a baby.
I appreciate all the questions. And if you guys think of any more questions, again,
Yeah, just
owntheresult.com,
yeah.
contact information's there, details are there, hotel block link
Yeah, you could email
there.
me. You could email me. My email's on the website if there's something that comes up. And
Yep.
there is one more thing is if you registered and you paid and you can't make it, let us know because you're holding a seat. We will you could still go to Turning Point in California. He's doing one in Salt Lake City next week. So those tickets are good at other events or other locations, I should say. And either way, for whatever reason, I know life happens, and you can't make it. Please let our staff know, just because you're literally taking a seat from someone else that really needs it.
Thank you guys.
Thank you
Been
guys.
fun.
Yep, thank you guys. And we will see what like our next event is next Saturday in person, right?
We have a webinar on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. We got a webinar on Tuesday. I'll
We
see you
got a
Tuesday.
webinar on Tuesday. So we'll see you guys. Happy Easter. Have a safe weekend. Happy
Yeah, happy Easter.
Passover. All the things. Take care. We'll be back on Tuesday with a webinar and we'll just take it one step at a time, you guys. We've been pumping out these events. So if you missed any, they're on YouTube, youtube.com/at BPM REIA. Incredible classes that we've taught. We've been pumping them out. It's like really, really good stuff. So good job, Anish, on keeping us all on our toes with all of these events as well. So have a great
Absolutely.
night,
Have a
everybody.
good night,
We'll,
guys.
we'll post this recording too for you guys so you can share it with anyone that wants to join this event.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, Alexa.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.